Welcome back, everybody, to KOSI Kourt, July edition. No, it's June.
That
went well, didn't it? I think it's maybe because of the weather. I think it, and also I didn't fucking sleep last night because we were just talking how I know everyone doesn't shut up about how hot it is, but last night I was dying a slow and painful death. Were you?
I haven't had a green recovery on my whoop for about a week now. I'm doing about 4.5 hours kip a night. That's the most I'm getting.
I've been sleeping really well all week, like full 8 hours. But my watch, my body battery is still low because all day I'm in high stress. So I'm not really recovering. I'm waking up knackered. But last night was the first night. I got so desperate, I was having cold showers and getting into bed, soaking wet, trying to sleep. So yeah, I'm praying we have a cooler day today. But yeah, welcome back everyone to KOSI Kourt, June version. So we've got some really funny, I don't know what size cases are, but I know mine are pretty funny. So You're excited about yours, aren't you?
I am excited about mine. Mine's quite
topical. You're full of beans.
Mine's quite topical. Yeah, I'm full of beans. I've been looking forward to KOSI Kourt all day today. Mine are, one's very, very topical, relevant, and very recent. Another one is also recent, but more so to do with recruitment. But for those who are joining us for the first time or have never been here before, or just want to recap or refresh on how this works, KOSI Kourt is when you, the audience, can send through your cases for me and Kate to judge, and we will include the crowd in coming up with a judgment. So these are cases from around recruitment agencies where potentially managers have done something a bit off-key, clients and candidates aren't behaving right. Anything that you think needs judgment passed on, send it in to us. Remember, DMs are open, emails are open, just get in touch. If you want to be anonymous, you can be. And if you are watching today, please do take part. In the comments.
Check it in the comments, and we want you to give us your opinion before we say whether we think it's guilty, not guilty. We want to hear what you have to say, so put it in the chat. We're up for it. We want your opinions on things.
And you're up first.
Yes, I am. I'm just trying to think which one to use. Okay, right. So I'm just gonna say that this is not a so I've got two that are sort of tales from the old school, but they're really funny, but I just want to know what people think about them. I wouldn't be surprised maybe if some people still do this now, to be honest. But so somebody sent in a couple of things that they used to do back in the day, and this is all, so I do think it still is a bit like this some places now, but I remember when I started in recruitment, I don't know if you feel like this, Si, you hated your competition. I remember it. So I worked in Cardiff. There was a lot of agencies in Cardiff, more than there are now. And we fucking hated each other. You'd go on a Christmas do and people would have a fight, or they'd be you'd be at the other end of the club and it'd be don't speak to them. It'd be pure hatred, right, for the people. So the guy that sent this in, he said we hated our competition, but the one in particular that we hated the most, they were in the same building as us. So what we used to do is at the end of the day, we would wait till they'd all left and we would go through their bins and we would be looking for job specs, CVs, anything that we could use, notes, anything that we could use to as intel and to fuck them over, basically. And I was like, oh my god, that is going through the bins is dedication. What
espionage.
Think, viewers, is that a guilty or not guilty? But let's have a chat about it, because I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, I think it's so good. I mean, back in the day, because obviously everyone's got whiteboards, right? And everyone would put jobs up or hot candidates and hot bosses up. If ever I would be walking through or walking past a recruitment office, I'd always have a look, even if I didn't know what market they were in. I'd just be nosy because you want to have a look. But if it's your competition in the same building, rummaging bins is low.
It's hard times, yeah.
It's hard times, but it was like that. I mean, that's what
it was like.
What you would do, I don't know, as a young man in recruitment, there's probably not a lot of things I wouldn't have done to try and make a pound note, if I'm honest.
I remember we used to get caught. I remember like being told, because I started in my first agency obviously as a rookie, be on your guard when you get a candidate calling in wanting to find out about a job.
Yes.
Because, it could be another recruiter. And it happened. We had it happen. Calling in, trying to like pretend to be a candidate to get information on a client. And I just remember, like, don't get me wrong, it is still important. Like, if you've got a candidate, get their CV over ASAP. But it was life or death.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you found a good candidate, it was like, get them sent quick. It was like before anyone else, because you just never knew what other people would do.
I think it definitely was more competitive back in the day. And I think that things like that were kind of okayed, like people would do these tactics. But I think as it started happening more and it got called out more, or people got caught, I think if you were an early adopter of some of these tactics, I think you got away with it. But I think as people got wiser to it and people got caught out, I think it became quite embarrassing. Funny enough, at one of the agencies I worked at, we specialized in remedy ITSM, so BMC remedy ITSM, and my boss had a candidate called Bryce M. Stimid, which was like an anagram for BMC Remedy ITSM.
Yeah.
And he would use that all the time, just pinging it off, like just to see if he could pull out some information from other recruiters.
That's
and he
hilarious.
did it once, and the recruiter replied back and went, Ross, ? Because he'd worked out that it was him and he got caught.
Oh, no.
I remember that so well, actually. I should have saved that for KOSI.
Was he dying or was he not?
Yeah, he panicked. He said he panicked and deleted the email. And then he realized, what's that going to do? That's not going to help anything, deleting the email. But yeah, Bryce M. Stimid. Yeah. But bins is low, man.
Come on, viewers. I can't see any comments from you. What do you think? Guilty? Is this person guilty of recruitment crimes or not guilty? I'm happy to get it started, though. I think I'm going to go at it from the perspective of when it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like the dedication to the cause.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with not guilty. I think do you know what? Bin's a fair game. That you put the trash out. Why not? If you can find some juicy morsels in there. Morsels, sorry, not mortals. Well, I don't know. I think if I'm going back to that time, that would just be something you would like. It wouldn't be, oh my God, what are you? Do you know what I mean? It would be, you'd laugh about it. And, you might not necessarily yourself be rummaging through the bins, but you wouldn't be stopping anyone else from doing it, would you?
I think
I'm just finding it funny. I just can imagine, I'm picturing it in my mind, them sneaking down, going to the bins, rifling through. But also as well, we had less technology, but from when this was, there wasn't the same tools. I don't know. I wouldn't do it now. If I went into an agency and they were like, Kate, do you know what we're going to do later? I'd be like, no, you are fucking not doing that. But I'm just going to take myself back to those times.
Yeah.
Basically, what this guy said is, it was like anything was acceptable back then. It was normal.
Yeah. I reckon it definitely was like that back in the day. I mean, we live in a world now where you can't just throw CVs and notes about people in the bin anyway because of GDPR.
Yeah, no chance, not a chance. And anyway, most of it's online anyway. You don't have paper lying around.
No. I'm going to say it's guilty. I think you can't be going to people's bins. I think that's I rate the hustle and I find it hilarious, but bins is low.
Bins is grim, yeah.
Bins is grim. You're going past someone's leftover meal deal to try and find a CV.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have split the food back then, would they? Because there was no recycling. Yeah. But question, maybe it wasn't around then. I know when I started in recruitment, we had a specific bin for sensitive information.
Yes, we did as well.
Did they not? When did that start?
I don't know, but that was my first agency.
It got collected from the office by a company.
That's it. Yeah, it had a little slit that you had to feed it into.
Yeah.
And they'd come and shred it or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a business and an industry that's disappeared, isn't it? That doesn't exist anymore.
and this is old school. I remember when I worked from the last agency, when I started there, so this is a while ago, we all worked from home, and we had to, because our candidates had to drive, we had to take like a copy of driving license, passport, and because they were employed through us, we were CSO, contract sales organization. So in my home office, I had to have a shredder because I was collecting copies of their passport, driving license. I was having to post it to the office, or I was having to scan it myself and, send it off. And then I had to get rid of it because it was a sensitive document.
Yeah. Home shredders.
I bet they've gone out of business now. Well, maybe not, but who needs them as much now? We've gone off on a tangent, but yeah. I'm not seeing any, I don't know if there's something wrong with the chat, Not got any comments coming in, but if you, nothing's coming yet, but I think we've got a hung jury there.
Yeah, I think we are. We needed the crowd to participate.
We needed the crowd to vote. Maybe we can come back to it.
Yeah.
But at the moment we've got a hung jury. What's yours? I'm excited for yours.
Okay. Right, settle in. Let me give you the statement of fact.
It's a bit of a story, is it?
Yeah. So England in the World Cup. First game was last Tuesday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or Wednesday,
I don't really know, but.
And this agency, small agency, like your agency you're just talking about, they have a number of recruitment agencies in their building. All of them have been chatting at the coffee machine and the pub. We're not finishing early, but if England win, we're all going to be starting late. So this starts spreading, and then this agency, this consultant who's told me this, they pitched it to their founder and said, hey, if England win, it's obviously a late game. Can we have a late start? And then the founder went, well, let me think about it. And in the end, came back and said, you know what? We hit all of our first interview target numbers and so on and so forth. So yeah, go on then. We'll have a late start anyway. Right, so they had a 10 a.m. start anyway, but if we win, you can have an 11 o'clock start, right? This founder is not interested in football either, at all. Right, the whole floor is
like me.
Yeah, a bit like you. Could take it or leave it. Anyway, so it gets around to the day. So this is having a conversation like a week beforehand, a couple of weeks beforehand. Gets around to match day. Everyone's turned up, England shirts, ready to rock and roll. Everyone's made plans for the evening because they know they've got a 10 o'clock start anyway, regardless of what happens. And the founder comes in and is not happy with the call times of all the things, not happy with the call times that week, and turns around and revokes the late start unless they hit some ridiculous CVs out number on the day. And everyone's come in on the Wednesday, full of the joys of spring, first England game in the World Cup. Everyone's super, super excited. And then the founders turned around and said, not happy with our productivity this week. If we're going to keep that late start, for tomorrow, I need everyone to get whatever it was, 10 CVs out each or something stupid like that. Is the founder guilty or not guilty for changing his mind on the day of the match fixture once everyone's already made their plans? Or is he well within his rights to change it because of productivity in the office?
Obviously he's within his rights, it's his business, but I think like you said at the start of the story, they were having a really good month. Is that right?
Yeah.
In terms of revenue, all that. This is what really annoys me is you're fixating on a KPI of call time. They're hitting the main thing they're hitting, which is the most important thing, is the monthly revenue or whatever you want to call it. Why are you getting all pernickety about a KPI that in this case doesn't matter because the main criteria is hit? Mm-hmm. And then you're going to penalise them, set them a really unrealistic thing around CVs they've got to send. Then they're going to be encouraged to just send people for the hell of it to have a late start. It's just ridiculous.
Honestly,
what is the point?
My read on it was my read on it is the founder could tell everyone was so buzzing about the football. Yeah. And I think he thought, I could squeeze a bit of extra productivity out of them because I know how much there's productivity. But doing it, yeah, exactly. But also doing it on everyone's turned up singing England songs and they've rocked into the office, and then he just turns around and goes, Not happy with the productivity this week, guys. Gonna have to cancel that 10 a.m. start tomorrow, unless everyone can hit X amount of CVs out the door. Oh, I think he's had an absolute.
He would have got more productivity out of them leaving it as it was because they were motivated. If you do that to a team, that's going to lower their motivation. They're going to feel disengaged. So actually, you've just gone by trying to make them more productive. You've made them less productive. And then you're not going to trust your leader, are you? You know, if they do things like that, you're never going to trust them.
No, and also in the past when we've done things like that, and we know that people are getting a half day or, you know, we're doing a late start, because we've done that. You know, this isn't the first World Cup that's happened since I've been in recruitment. I've seen all different types, shapes and sizes of this stuff. We used to always just say, like, we know we're going to have an early finish or a late start, but let's just graft now because we've got to the end of the day to graft as much as we can. And you know what? I've worked in places before where we've grafted so hard that people have given us more time off or said, right, let's finish early because everyone's been smashing it out of the park today. Like, how does a leader, a founder think that that's in any way, shape, a good idea? Moving goalposts. No one likes goalposts moving. Do you like the football reference there as well?
Yes, love it. I just think, no, I don't like, I'm not seeing anyone in the comments yet.
No. That was me.
I keep getting weird things come up on the screen that doesn't stay up long enough for me to read about comments.
That was me. I clicked show comments on stage.
Oh, did you? Oh,
just to see if that was the toggle that wasn't putting through. But
no, we haven't. I know there's people watching, but I don't know if we might not have had any comments. I think that's an easy one for me. I think that's really bad. I think that's guilty.
I think so too. I think it's guilty of numerous things: moving the goalpost, demotivating staff. Yeah, like just being a crap like citizen of this country. I think there's so many things. Like I would
have just used it to my advantage and used how motivated they were that day. I would have been like, right, come on now, you're having a late start tomorrow, football tonight. What's everyone going to achieve today? I would have really used that energy and made it a really fun day. Even if I wasn't into football, I would have maybe had a competition, like, right, who can talk about football in the most in their calls, or stuff like that. Made it like the theme of the day. You could have had so much fun.
Sales day. You could have just made it a World Cup theme sales day. You'd be like, right, you've got to try and mention Uzbekistan on a call. Like, you've got things like that.
I would have made it, even though I'm not into football, I would have made that the theme of the day. Let's make it fun, get the most out of them. And then the next day, they're going to be even more motivated. Although they might be hungover, they're coming in late. You're going to get more out of them again. So, guilty as charged. I'm not bringing them up on the screen.
It's a guilty for me as well.
Guilty.
Easy.
That was an easy one, but yeah, that's sad that they did that.
No, and then like, it just sets a shit precedence for the rest of the World Cup, which, by the way, you might not know this because you're not into the football, but it's the largest World Cup that they've ever done because there's more teams in it, which means there's an entire extra round of fixtures. So not only have you just ruined
it's not ending anytime soon.
On the first game, you've just ruined it for everyone. Absolutely ruined it. I'd be booking annual leave. I'd be like booking annual leave or going off sick because
can I have a sabbatical for the World Cup?
You're not ruining it.
Also, I just had a thought. All the other agencies in that building are going to be skipping out and having fun in there. You know, I'd be like, right, I'd be hitting them up like, right, got any jobs?
Yeah, 100% you would be. Why? 100%. I think people don't realise like that certain things that happen, like international football tournaments, are a big thing. They happen once every 2 years, every 4 years for the World Cup. And if you're a young person, how many do you get to see? Like, especially maybe in your 20s, you finally got a couple of quid in your pocket, so you can go out and get pissed with your mates and so on and so forth. And like, or you're living in London, like, and everyone's
it's the first time you've been in London for a World Cup and the vibe.
And you just got this dampener first thing in the morning. Last week for that second game, I was in an office in London, and they were buzzing. Everyone was up on the phone, like talking about the game. They weren't even going out together to watch it, but they were just loving the energy, just talking about it.
Yeah, see, you can make it. You can. It was actually, I was at someone's office I don't know if it was last week. Maybe it was for the first game. I can't remember. And it was the chat in the office, like, where are you going to watch the game and what do you think's going to happen? And yeah.
Love it.
You've it's so weird that you gave an example earlier on my first one, because it was sort of my next one.
Right.
So second case, guy, again, this is not recent. On his way to work, he would walk, it was like round the corner from where he lived, but on his way to work, he was a competitor's office. It was like a ground floor office. And he noticed that when he was walking past the window, they had their board right by the window, with like, you know, all their interviews where candidates were sent, you know, like all the info. And he would make sure when he went past, like he would be taking a peek, writing things down. It's like a spy mission. Pretty much. But it was like, you know, the side eye when he walked past every day, like to see. And then it was like, what can I find out? What can I see? But it was on his way to work. He wasn't having to go out of his way, but it was like conveniently placed by the window.
Yeah, you've got to have a look. I mean, I'm having a look. Everyone's having a look, surely.
I mean, back then, I'm surprised they took that risk. I would have had a blind next to it.
In 2021, 2022, the agency that I was working at, we moved into a WeWork and we had a whiteboard, right, with all like live hot rolls on. The founder used to cover it with a sheet every time we left. Because we were on like the ground floor of the WeWork in Eastcheap in London, and you couldn't walk around there anyway. It was like blocked off, but just in case anyone did, he'd cover it with a sheet because he didn't want anyone to see it. It's ridiculous.
That's hilarious.
But I don't know, I'm having a look. I have a look now all the time anyway, because I'm being nosy. If I go past an office and I can tell they're recruiters.
Oh, I'm so nosy. I want to know. I'm just really intrigued. Like, what do they do? Like, what are they like? Yeah, I'm having a look. 100% having a look. And I would have then. I think if I take myself back to my first recruitment role and I was walking past another office, 1,000,000%, I'd be like, ooh, what's going on in that?
I'm looking, and you know now, because agencies have like One Up and Bullhorn Analytics, which goes on the screens. There's a recruitment office in Old Street, Liverpool Street, and I used to cycle past it on my line bike. And as you go past, you can see 3 screens of Bullhorn Analytics, and everyone's like call time, CVs out and stuff. I always used to, as I got to the giveaway, I'd slow down just to see who was top of the list, because you're like, well, they must be a good recruiter if they're top of the pile. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got. Do
you know what I do a lot now? Because now I'm in with a lot more temp agencies, and in some of them I'm obviously doing the BD. If I go past a construction site, so by where I do my big food shop, Aldi, there is a college being built. So I'm like, right, what have all the construction workers got on their high vis? Like, what agency are they with?
Yeah.
So who's in where? Or I might go be on an industrial site somewhere and I'm like trying to look at who's in the warehouse, picking and packing, like what agency are they with? I'm just trying to, I don't know, I'm just always got like that mindset of like intel gathering. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you would, well, I would look. I don't know if anyone else watching would do anything differently, but that's a not guilty for me.
Yeah, not guilty. You can have a look. Like, it's not guilty.
Don't put it by the window with the blind open if you don't want anyone to see it.
Exactly.
Or do what your mate did, put a sheet on it.
Put a sheet on it, yeah.
Put a sheet on it, cover it up. That's hilarious. What, like a bed sheet?
I guess or like a flat. It didn't have the elastic corners.
That would have worked well, though.
Yeah, that would have worked well.
Let me do it. Hold on, I forgot to do the not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Cool. Right, what's yours?
Right, my second one. My second one's an interesting one. So this is for all of the temp and contract recruiters out there. This came in from someone that I've known for a long time, and they're working at an agency now where they generally have 2 recruiters on each market on each desk. So they've got 2 people doing 360 contract recruitment on desk.
Cool.
Their counterpart has left the business, and they didn't have loads of runners, but they've left behind like 5 contract runners. Margins probably, I don't know, probably 100 quid a day, let's call it, right? So it's 10 grand a month book that they've left behind and gone off. And then he just assumed that would be going to house and someone centrally would be looking after the contractors. But no, he's been asked by his director to pick up on the contractors and like, check in with them, get leads out of them, make sure they're okay, see if there's anything else going on, or, the standard stuff, basically take the contractors on. So he was like, yeah, wicked nice. So I'm going to get like 10 grand on my figures. I was like, I've taken the contractors on, haven't I?
Easy yes there. Yeah.
Easy yes, right? Easy yes. And so he then doesn't ask the question. He said he didn't ask the question about the billings because he was like, I'm not going to ask you. I'm just going to see what they give me. Because he thought maybe they'll give me 50%. Maybe they give me... They gave him 10% of the billings on his figures. So the 10 grand margin per month from these runners, he's been given 1 grand on it to his figures, but he's still having to do
But doing all the work.
Yeah, and even still having and dealing with the client on it as well. And when he brought it up, his director, the agency's standpoint was, well, we're just giving you a couple more clients to speak to, and we've given you revenue, right? But he was like, well,
$1 grand.
I've got to do $1 grand out of 10, and I've got to do all the legwork around it. I'm the one that's got to check in, so on and so forth. And they were like, yeah, no, but that's the opportunity. You can get leads from them. You can get more jobs from this client.
No, you're not selling it to me. Sorry, Hen.
Yeah. So that was the case. And I know different agencies handle it in different ways and so on and so forth. But is the agency guilty of being greedy, or is it a fair thing to say, here's $1 grand on your book for the 10 runners or 5 runners, whatever it was, and you get opportunity and access now to these people to potentially make more money?
I think that's unfair, and I think first of all, and hindsight's a wonderful thing for that consultant, but the conversation should have been had. When they asked him to do it, I would have said, right, but how is this going to work financially?
Yeah.
Because then you can negotiate, and if it wasn't going to work in his favour, I'd be like, nope, not doing it.
Exactly.
I wouldn't do it for 10%, not all that work. And I think it's look, that money was going to the previous person. So they never had it before. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we've had a similar one like this, or we've had a similar conversation on KOSI Kourt before.
Might have been
the commission one where they're taking his commission.
It was the commission one, yeah.
I feel like it's a similar thing. So for me, it's like, look, you weren't getting it before, so you're not losing money. This consultant's going to be doing a lot of work, and you want to keep those contractors. You don't want to lose them. That's a lot of money to lose.
Yeah.
I would have, if I was the director, I would have either given 100% to them and said, look, you can have it, but you've got to work it. You've got to make it work. Or, I don't know, giving them 80 and I keep, do you know what I mean? Something like that. I would, because I think that's really harsh. I
think definitely consultants should have dealt with it head on, because that's the point at which you can negotiate, definitely. Standardly, I would have, if it was me and it was happening in an agency I was working with or working at, I'd have given them 50%. I'd have said, listen, you can have 50% of the book, because generally for contract, enterprise, IT, like you're going to do 50-50 client and candidate splits between them. I'd have been like, right, I need you to manage the candidate side. You get 50% of that revenue. You can also have the client relationship, but we're retaining that to house. But you can
anything extra is yours 100%. Maybe.
100%. Exactly. Yeah. And that's how I think I would have done it. But to then just turn around and be like, here's 10%, and you're doing all of that legwork for it. You just wouldn't want to do it. And then, like you say, commercially, it's a terrible decision from the agency, because you need the contractors happy. Happy contractors equals happy contract book, as they say.
You need the consultant happy, because it sounds like it's not a big team. If that person was to go, no one's going to be able to manage it.
He was the last remaining person on that desk, because there were 2 people on each market. And it's unfair, handled poorly by the consultant. And if they ever watch this, I'm sorry that I said you handled it poorly, but handled poorly by the consultant. But
it's avoidance, though, isn't it? We've all done it, where you sort of don't want to ask.
Yeah.
Because you're afraid of the answer, but really you're always better just addressing it, because like I said earlier, you've then got the choice to say no.
Yeah, exactly.
If they want to keep the majority of that, I would be saying, well, you can do most of it then.
Yeah. But the thing is I think that they, like, really and truly, the only other people in that agency that would have picked up on it would have been like the ops or compliance people. And if I'm honest, you don't want the ops and compliance people speaking to because they're not going to know how to pull leads and so on and so forth, right? Pretty clear-cut one for me as well. I think the agency is guilty.
Yeah, I agree. And also, same as the football one, talk about how, like, demotivating your staff.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Motivation is so important in this job, where, like, when you feel motivated and on your A game, you achieve. When you don't, even if not, it's not even intentional, is it? Your performance goes down. You don't mean it to. You still feel like you're working as hard, but you're not on your A game.
And I think, not to make things political or everything like that, but in the current climate of everything that's going on and how tough stuff is outside of work and the cost of everything, the one thing you don't need to come in and hit you like a sledgehammer is something that's super demotivating on the work front. What I always say to my friends is, you got to balance what, if home life is tough, money's tough, and work is tough, and families, that's like three things. It's a lot. It's so much. I think it's a duty of care to keep people motivated and I think so. I've got one.
I'm conscious of time, so we'll try. What I will say is, what I'm going to bring to the table now, we are going to cover in depth on the next episode of KOSI. So actually, the next one we're going to record. So the next one is out. It's not in there. It'll be in the one after, because we haven't recorded it yet, is what I'm trying to say. So some of you might have seen, I did a couple of posts a couple of weeks ago around getting an abusive phone call off a managing director of an agency, but I didn't really go into masses of detail. It was off the back of a KOSI post, KOSI short that I posted that me and you were in, weren't we? It wasn't just me, it was both of us were in it. And essentially, we were talking about someone's post. So anyone that watches KOSI, you'll know we do this every show, don't we? We bring up a post, we talk about it, whether we want to debate it, discuss it, disagree with it, agree with it. So it's the same format. And this MD of this agency didn't like it, fair enough, commented on the post. To be honest, I didn't think much of the comment, just commented back and said, look, totally get it, like, you're entitled to your opinion, blah, blah, blah. But then the next day, I get a phone call from a number I don't recognise. So I answer it because I've got a business. It could be an agency. I was like excited, like, oh, who's this on the phone? And he proceeds to, be incredibly rude to me. Now, look, I have got no issue with someone challenging me.
Yeah.
If he just said, Kate, can me and you have a chat about that video you posted yesterday? Because I really don't agree with it. It's a post of one of my consultants, blah, blah, blah. I would be like, yeah, let's chat about it. And I would have massively respected him.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to agree, but I would have respected it. But to have somebody like basically shouting at me down the phone when they don't know me, you were in the video as well. You were also talking. You don't get a phone call.
Nope.
Bearing in mind, there was 80 odd comments on the original post of that person, all of which were pretty harsh, weren't they? Because you've read them.
Yeah.
People commented on mine. The only person that got a call apart from me was another woman that commented on my post. Bearing in mind, Si, you've got your mobile number on your profile.
Yeah.
So he looked at your profile as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked at my profile and just didn't call.
No phone call. Yeah. So I suppose what I want to bring to the court, look, if you're watching this after the fact, let us know in the comments, by the way, what you think about any of the cases we brought to court. But this one, just to give you a flavour for what he was saying, I think it's fucking disgusting. You're a bully. Call yourself a trainer and a coach. We're talking this sort of thing. Okay. So, and I'm a tough cookie, but it rattled me. I wasn't expecting that at 10 to 9 in the morning.
No.
And I hung up in the end. And, well, I challenged him and said, have you rung anyone else? Have you rung Si? And I hung up on him in the end and blocked him. But interested to see what everyone else thinks about that one, guilty or not guilty. I mean, we've had some chats about it, Si, but what you thought?
I don't know. I don't know. I know what I know about this. I mean, the fact of the matter is that you put things in the public domain, right, for the purposes of attracting attention and impressions and eyes on. Therefore, it can be scrutinized in the public domain. People can have an opinion on all of my posts, all of our content, no problem. Differing opinions are fine. If anything, it's the essence of life, having different opinions on things. I don't think that we were bullying in any way, shape, or form. I think the post was quite stupid and self-serving, personally. The post, not the person. The post.
It was there to rile people up. That was the intention of it.
It was clickbaity. It was essentially calling out the entire recruitment industry, the standard recruitment agency that we all know, contingent recruitment. It was essentially calling out all contingent recruitment as being ridiculous, with then the following line being, we do it differently. So it's obviously just a self-serving post. And the comment sections were crazy. Like notable LinkedIn contributors, content creators commented on it. The thing that really gets my goat about it is, why did you pick up the phone to Kate and another woman, but not to me or the 4 or 5 other blokes who commented equally as bad things, equally as harsh things, or that might be deemed harsh by this guy? And to look at my profile, not call me, and then go past that and then call you, I just think it's ridiculous. Yeah, fair enough, you had made the post, but the video is you and me on the video. Like, it's at the show. It's called KOSI, right? Like, anyway, I personally think that it's guilty. It's massively guilty for picking up the phone and being aggressive and rude. Like, that's just not on. You just can't do that.
You don't do that to anyone. Like,
to anyone.
Not to anyone. It's I haven't got a problem with him ringing me.
No.
It's how he conducted himself. Like I said, if he'd have said, look, I'm really not happy about that video. Can we have a chat about it? Can we discuss it? Not a problem. Absolutely not got a problem with that.
And the last thing I'll say on it is, I think they are also guilty. I don't know what's the right way of saying this. I don't know, being a pussy. Like, why would you not call another man about it? Right? Like, I just think that screams, just screams like insecure, picking on people that you think you can pick on. Like, you're
picking on people you think are weak. But what's laughable is the 2 women he rang. I hadn't actually spoken to the other woman prior. She was a follower of mine on LinkedIn, and bless her, she messaged me and said, I'm going to assume you've also had a phone call this morning. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So we ended up having a phone chat about it, and he was just as rude to her. Yeah. And fair play to her. She was like, don't fucking speak to me like that. You don't know me. Who are you? So he rang 2 strong women. So he didn't get what he wanted ultimately. But yeah, don't have a problem with the phone call. He could have rang you, me, whoever, but let's have a proper chat about it.
Well, I did, and you know what? I mean, I messaged him to say, like, why don't you call all these other people? But he just skirted around it anyway. So calling it a day, drawing a line under it, I guess. But listen, don't believe any post you see on LinkedIn about contingent recruitment being dead. I spend my entire career in contingent recruitment, and also spend my days with contingent recruitment agencies. And I promise you, people are still
thriving.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it's what works best for the client. And it's not about us, it's about the client. And there will always be a call with clients for contingent. There'll always also be a place for retained and exclusive. My view on is, give them the options, let them pick. And it might be you start on contingent and then you build up to retained, whatever. But people saying, retained's dead or contingent's dead, it's not really your choice, mate. It's the client that decides that.
The problem with all of those posts, any post that starts with an absolute statement like that, which is then followed by a promotion of their own service, right? It's not valid. It's like, when people say nothing before the word but means anything, it's like that. So if someone makes an absolute statement and then goes, but by the way, I do this, and or you could buy it like this from me, it's just self-serving nonsense. I've made absolute statements on posts, but that's because those are my absolute feelings. And that if you believe
sharing your I think what we both do, because we're consultants, is we share our observations of the industry.
Yeah.
Because we go into lots of different businesses. So we'll share an observation because it's what we're seeing. Mm-hmm. Whereas that wasn't that.
No, it wasn't. For me, it's very clear and cut. Guilty on a couple of different levels. Just don't call people and be rude. Like, if you want to call and talk about things, all good in the hood. Just don't.
I just think, imagine living your life, getting that riled, feeling, being even wanting to do that in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it is what it is. It upset me for a bit, I'm not going to lie, but it's a public forum as well. These things are going to happen. It's going to happen again, whatever. But I think it's making people aware of it as well. And also that you don't have to take that behavior. because this won't just be me that these things happen to.
No.
So
stand up to it, and don't let people do that. It's not even that I've got a daughter now that I think about these things, but it does. You sit there sometimes, you're like, can you imagine if this guy called Mila? I think I'd be in my car driving straight up the M1 to Hinckley. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you would be like, raging about it. So, yeah, good on you for standing up and pushing back on him. Poor form from them. We won't name them. We won't shame them because we can't be bothered to deal with the drama.
I don't want another phone call, thanks.
Yeah. But if you do want to know who they are, just DM us.
Yeah, DM. But we'll keep it private for the moment. It's 1:10.
Yeah, I know. We need to go.
We need to go. Everyone, I know we had a good few live viewers today. Thank you for coming along. A lot of people watch this back, but don't be afraid to still give us your judgment. So if you're going onto YouTube and you're watching this back, tell us guilty, not guilty, what you think about things. We will reply. We haven't got the date for the next one. It'll be in around a month's time. We'll put it on LinkedIn. But submit your cases because we've got loads of time to prep. So we'll obviously be bringing some, but we want, we love it when people are sending us these stories. They make the show, literally make our show, don't they? Like they're so funny. So funny. Yeah. So
my favorite,
yeah.
It's one of my favorite things in the month.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And when we record the actual full show as well, like, so I love the fact that I don't know the stories you're bringing. You don't know what I'm bringing. And they are just so funny. Just makes me love this industry even more. So yeah, keep them coming. But we'll be back with KOSI Kourt in about a month. We've got a new, we've got a clip out today on YouTube. We've got a new episode coming in the next couple of weeks. We've got loads for you. But we'll see you for KOSI Kourt in a month. So we'll see you soon.
Have a good one.
Bye.